So underway now in this walk, and it's Perseus Karlstrom, the international walker, already off to a good start there. Rhydian Cowley then tracking him. Rhydian and Montag are not too far behind. Now Karlstrom is going for a 3,000 metre record for Sweden. At the moment in the box we're not sure of what that is, but we will find that out during the course of the evening. And you can see Karlstrom already off to a good start here. Another thing to note, Glenn, tonight, if Rhydian Cowley wins the Victorian Championship, which Karlstrom is obviously ineligible for, he will join Chris Eriksson on 7 wins, the most wins by any individuals. So Rhydian is going for that 7th win to join Chris, who's in the field as well tonight. So I'll be watching with interest as Rhydian Cowley also gets around the track tonight.
So lots of possible records, and you talked about Perseus Karlstrom. He currently holds 6 national records back in Sweden, ranging from 10-kilometre road and track, 20-kilometre road and track. I'll have these, I don't have the list in front of me, I've given it to you, Tim, to bring in, but of course you've forgotten it, which is fine. So the mile walk, the 10,000 metre walk on the track, and the 20,000 metre, the 15-kilometre walk on the road, the 10k walk on the road, and the 20 and 50k are the current records held by Perseus Karlstrom back in Sweden.
So Karlstrom is a 2-time World Championship competitor, I think 2013 and 2015. These are the World Champs. Hasn't done the Olympics yet, but obviously we're going into that Tokyo cycle at the moment. Perseus had a good win just a couple of weeks ago in the Oceania Champs in Adelaide. Did the 20k there in 1:20.05, which is bang on 4-minute kilometres for the 20k walk there. Rhydian Cowley wasn't too far off him, 1:23 in that event in Adelaide. But we've already seen a gap of about 35 metres opening up as they go through the 600 metres. Montag looking really good there, Glenn. So you can just see Jemima in a really nice flow.
Yeah, early stages. Setting the pace, getting nice and comfortable, getting into a rhythm, and she's 3rd in the oval race at the moment.
So Cole Bird currently in 3rd place for the men, 2nd in the Vic Champs. Chris Eriksson just giving a wave there, probably to family or supporters. Chris is now moving into that bronze medal position in the Victorian Champs, just ahead of Daniel Walters. And he's in the Corio uniform. So in the women's comp, it looks like it might be Hughes in 2nd position there. Alana Piet, we saw her in great form last weekend in the junior event. Her sister Gemma not too far behind. Then we've got the Glenn Huntley walker as well, which is Emily Hamilton. So Karlstrom's going to get the 1k split now as he comes through. So 3:43.53 is the 1k split there for Karlstrom going through in this 5,000 metre event. And now we'll throw down to announce the field in the Women's Open Shot Put event. This is the 88th running of this event. The Victorian record is held by Gail Martin from Glenroy, 19.74 metres set in 1984. Championship record, also Gail Martin from Glenroy, 1936, also set in 1984. The 2018 champion was Jessica Kaufman from Glen Huntley with 13.03. And our competitors are, representing Albury Athletics, Kiana Soroka. In Station 2 from South Bendigo, Emma Berg. Station 3 from Melbourne University, Kira Davey. Station 4 from Dandenong Springvale, Corey Pendry. Station 6, representing Athletics Essendon, Louise Mendez. Station 7, from Box Hill, Rachel Limburg. Station 8, representing Williamstown, Celeste Mucci. And in Station 9, representing Eureka Athletics, it is Emma Werner. So they're our starters in the 88th Women's Victorian Open Shot Put Championship.
So 9 laps to go for Karlstrom in the 5K walk, and he is absolutely flying in these early stages. He's already got 100 metres on Rhydian Cowley.
Yeah, just about spot on 100 as we see Karlstrom go through the 1500 start and Rhydian come through the start-finish line. Looking down the track then, and we see a Montag moving along quite nicely. Bird and also Ericsson not too far adrift of her, followed by Walters.
Yeah, Montag doing a great job. And look, we have 6 walk officials at the moment, so they're doing a great job across the 5K walk, making sure that everyone complies, particularly with the number of records that we're looking to follow during tonight's telecast.
So PB for Montag's 21:32.86 set in this event last year. So she's got a fair break on the next of our women, who I believe that would be 23:50 from Philippa Hughes. And that's the way it's playing out at the moment, as we see Hughes and also Piet still together. But on the screen at the moment we're seeing Kyle Bird and also Chris Ericsson. So Ericsson looks like he's in a position to actually take over that second position. Sorry, third on the track, but second in the Victorian Championships behind Rhydian Cowley from Glenn Huntley. So as mentioned, if Rhydian wins the Victorian Champs tonight, he equals Chris Ericsson on 7 individual wins, and that is the most by any individual, so there'll be 2 of them. So Rhydian got plenty to walk for tonight. Multi-talented Rhydian Cowley. And we see him also crossing over to do standard running. He's represented Victoria, I think, in the half marathon team once before, and certainly is a very competent runner as well as walker for the Glenn Huntley Athletic Club. So he's got about 120 up on Ericsson, who has gone past Bird now for that silver medal position. Walters going along quite nicely. So Walters has a best of 22:24. Ericsson's best is 19:23.
So 7:25.12 for 2K Tim.
So Karlstrom's actually maintaining good pace. 7:22.25. Yeah, he's given it was 3:43, I think, for the first K. He is really moving along beautifully.
Yeah, he's certainly getting into his race. Looking very relaxed as well, as with our runners. You can tell how relaxed he is by his shoulders. He's, at this stage, looking very comfortable in his face, Tim, so there is still lots of walking in this young man.
Totally agree, and we'll be interested to see that he'll come around and come through the 3K mark in 2 more laps' time, as we're just tracking him at the moment, and very smooth action. He'll have overtaken all of the field bar Cowley, I'd say, within another lap or 2. So that's nice, Glenn, because it just gives him something to zero in on.
Yeah, look, we made the decision to combine this race, which we can do under the IAAF rules. So a little bit of traffic out there for our leader, but I don't think that's going to worry him heading into the halfway point, past the halfway point right now in this race.
We're also seeing Walters now go into the bronze medal position in the Vic Champs, just gone ahead of Bird at the moment. So Bird's best is 22:18, but that's way back in February 2014, so a while ago since Kyle was knocking over PBs in this 5,000 metre walk. And we're just seeing Perseus alongside Walters now and going past. Next in his sights will be Chris Ericsson. So Montag coming down now. She'll have 6 to go. We'll try and get a fix on Jemima if she goes through that 3K mark. Sorry, that'll be 7 to go for Montag because it's 6 to go now for Karlstrom.
7 for Green, 7 and 7. Mornington 7.
So he's moving beautifully out into just on the fringes of lane number 2 as he's passing some of the other competitors in this event. But he's certainly a strong walker, a strong physique in what we're seeing in the 5K, and it's a great opportunity for our open men and women. We've already got considerable depth in walking, as we've discussed previously, particularly results at Commonwealth and Olympic Games and World Championships, but it's wonderful to see Percy's coming out to support the Athletics Victoria State Championships and Rhydian coming to get 6 laps to go. Sorry, 6 laps to go, yep.
So 38.39, Glenn, is the 10K walk PB for Karlstrom. That's pretty impressive. So, you know, there's not a lot of runners who are running 38 minutes, and Perseus, as you can see with this beautiful form of his, that's what he can do. He's also got a 79-minute 20K, which is sub 4-minute Ks, and 3:44.35 for the classic distance 50.
So this is coming down to get 5 laps to go.
This will be that 3K mark. So we're waiting to see the clock stop for Perseus Karlstrom coming through at the 3 kilometre mark.
So we're sitting right behind our chief photo finish team. So unofficially 11:08.31. We've captured the photo, so we'll help Perseus at the conclusion, but hopefully that brings him a big smile and some.
So that means another lap through. We'll try and get Jemima's time through the 3K as well, Glenn. That'll give a good indication how she's tracking. Conditions tonight actually not too bad here for this 5K walk. Bit of a breeze coming across the stadium, I think. Probably more of a southerly. So official time there, 11:08.27 for Karlstrom through that 3 kilometres. That's the official time.
And look, he's picked up the pace in the back half of this race. So less than 2K to go. And Rhydian doing a great job coming down to get 5 laps from...
Beautiful consistency though, 3:43, 3:42, 3:43 were his 3 kilometres, separate kilometres there. So he is just nailing that those splits. You see him now, Gemma Pert's Piet is next on his list. So good battle here too for women's silver and bronze. We're seeing that battle just playing out there going through the start-finish line. That's Hughes and also Alana Piet. Gemma Piet next one on the list there, coming through in 4th. So Rhydian Montag now coming down, and she'll be getting the 5 laps to go. So this will indicate her 3K split.
And then 5 behind. 5 for Montag? Yep.
So Jemima coming through now. This will be 3K for her. And she'll be stopping the clock there, 13:05 thereabouts.
And then the green one will be on 5. Yep. And the Mentone will be on 7. Thank you. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
So you mentioned before the national record held by Dane Bird Smith of 18:38.97. Interesting to see how close Perseus gets to that. He's doing a marvellous job, led from start to finish, and he's keeping up his 1K reps nearly to the second.
He certainly is. He's going through beautifully at the moment. So as he comes down now, he'll have about 120 metres gap to himself and also Rhydian Cowley, the leader in the Victorian champs. So currently the champ standings for the men are Cowley, Ericsson and Walters, with Walters making a bit of a move here and Ericsson not too far in front of him. For the women, Montag, and then Hughes and Piet of the Alana variety coming through now. So 3 to go there for Perseus. This will be the 3K mark, 14:16 for Hughes. So we'll be approaching now the 4th kilometre for Perseus Karlstrom, coming down the back straight. See if our good folk in the photo finish can get that 4K split. So 3:47 split that one for Carlstrom. Just easing off a little bit. It's still on a very good pace, Glenn. 3:47 the last split.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. He's an imposing figure and a strong individual as well. You can see his face is just starting to grimace a little bit. He's in the pocket, in the zone, and he's nice and comfortable right across his shoulders. He's got great leg extension. That's about as much as I'm going to describe because we're going to leave it to our officials in relation to enforcing the rules.
So what did you say Dane Bird-Smith Australian record was?
So 18:38.97.
Well, he needs a 3:43, which is what he was doing earlier, closing kilometre, if he wants to be on that mark, just as an indicator.
So there is an all-comers record, which I will double check for you.
Man of many facts, Glenn Turner.
Well, if not, I'll go straight down to the Australian record statistician, Rhonda Jenkins, and he will be able to help me out in 30 seconds, hopefully.
So Montag's just coming down now into the straight. She's about to go past Piet. So Gemma Piet's got a best of 24:12, and Montag just coming past her. But looking down the track, and it's Alana Piet who's now taken the second position there in the Victorian Championships. As I said, a big walk from Alana last week. She walked 24:53. She's now getting a little bit of gap there over Philippa Hughes, who's got a best of 23:50.
So the Australian all-comers record for 5K is held by Ida Sanchez from Mexico. So
and the time is
18:40.11.
18:40.11.
So
will we see an all-time record here in Australia? The all-comers is 18:40.
So
82 seconds to do it. Sorry, 92 seconds to do it, I think. What do you think, Glenn?
I'm not a betting person, but I tell you, this will be a wonderful way to open up day 4.
Let's get behind Perseus Karlström from Sweden. We might be seeing the fastest ever 5K walk in this country. So get behind him on the last lap. He's onto the back straight now. So Karlsson from Sweden went for that 3,000 record. Are we also going to see an all-comers record subject to the judge's discretion?
Well, the Australian national is 18:38.97, and we hope that Dane Bird-Smith may be joining us. There's 200 metres to go.
He's got 50 seconds to do it. I think we've got this in the bag, just about Glenn Turner.
Well, there's 150 metres to go, and of course we have to wait for our chief walks judge to give the clearance to the competition director. But ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful display we've seen this evening from Perseus, who's joining us here at Lakeside Stadium.
And
Tim to call him home.
He's in the last 100 now. The time check 18:15. We're going to see the fastest ever walk over 5,000 metres in Australia. So Perseus Karlström coming down. Let's get behind him. Big applause here at Lakeside Stadium. An awesome performance. Let's hope it's a legal one. So Perseus Karlström's going to be just over 18:30. What an awesome display. 18:32 unofficial.
6 seconds off that Australian record and nearly 9 seconds off the Australian all-comers record. And we will go down and have a chat to him to see whether he's broken his own 3K walk record.
That is a major performance, Glenn Turner. What a way to start this program. So I hope everyone in the crowd's appreciating that. We've never seen anything quite like that, and let's just hope that that was legal. So the judges will confer. Back on track, and let's see where Rhydian is. He's down the back straight. He wasn't lapped by Perseus, so that's a good thing for Rhydian, and he'll be coming through. And it looks like Walters has moved into the silver medal position there for the Vicks. Chris Eriksson in the bronze.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
So Rhydian Cowley coming down. The defending Victorian champion going for title number 7 to equal Chris Eriksson. So Rhydian Cowley from Glen Huntly. A great Victorian athlete, and we'll just see him just doing the crossed arm sign there. That's to keep the 50k walk. So very symbolic there. As we see Montag coming down. She's on the bell. Jemima Montag on the bell now. Just about to go past Philippa Hughes from Sandringham, currently in the bronze medal position. Alana Piatt about another 30 metres ahead. So as we said, Jemima is the 2018 Commonwealth Games champion over 20 kilometres. She came third in the Oceania Champs in February in Adelaide with a PB of 1:30.51 for the 20k. She also did a PB of 43.59 for the 10k in Canberra in January. Jemima Montag is in form, and once again we're seeing an impressive display. Also impressive is Chris Erickson as he goes back into the silver medal position in the Vic Champs, just ahead of Walters from Corio. This battle is on. Bird from Mornington Peninsula, adrift by about another 50 metres in a great competition for the men here this evening at Lakeside Stadium. So Jemima Montag just going past Alana Piatt. So she's going to ease out into that third lane. So a PB for her of 21.32, so not quite that tonight as we see that tick over. But a great walk once again. It'll be a sub 22 minute performance once again for Jemima Montag from Melbourne University, taking out the women's 5,000 metre walk. So 21.53 unofficial there for Montag.
And Tim, just to interrupt, the Swedish national record was around 11.13, so 11.08.27 for 3K is another national record for Perseus. That'll be number 8 according to us. So we might be wrong, but we'll catch up with the boys after the conclusion of the 5K.
So looking down the stretch now, and it's Chris Erickson, 7-time winner of the Victorian Championship. He's currently in that silver medal position. And Walters from Corio, third, currently waiting for that judge's decision to come through. But Chris Erickson, once again, he'll do the cross. Yep, we got it from him. So Chris next through. Then we'll have a Walters from Corio. Great walking there from Daniel Walters. Kyle Bird next in the Mornington Peninsula colours. So Hamilton from Glen Huntly, she'll be coming through probably on her bell lap as we see Alana Piatt easing out into lane 3. Good walk last week, Glenn, in fairly challenging conditions. And it's great to see Alana backing up. And this will be a monstrous PB for her. I think she walked 24.53. Shows you the difference between 1 week and the conditions here at Lakeside. But Pete, she'll be happy with that. And she's going to get it under the 24-minute mark. That's a good walk from her. Yet again, Hughes, great contributor to walking in Victoria. And Philippa Hughes at this stage in the bronze medal position here in the Victorian Champs. 24.05 unofficial for her.
Certainly a race with a number of records across a number of areas. And just had a very, very quick chat with Perseus and also with Rhydian. Rhydian's got a race in Japan next weekend, so great preparation for him, and also great support from Perseus and Rhydian and for all of our walkers from the walking community. They're out in force, which is great.
That was a special night here at Lakeside, Glen. I've called some good walks here before. I've called some Victorian and Australian records, but gee, first time I've got a all-time or all-comers record here.
Well,
and Gemma Pert now coming through, the older of the Piatt sisters. Good walk there for her, 24.55, so that's faster than she did last week also here at Lakeside Stadium. So the two Piatt girls once again representing the Ballarat YCW club with pride here at Lakeside Stadium.
So this walk not quite finished. We've got Rupert Van Dongen from Mentone.
So Emily Hamilton, she's been out for a few years, I think, Glenn, but it's good to see Emily back through. She's going to be under the 26-minute mark here for this 5,000 metre walk. And we will throw down now to Ross Cunningham for the next of our presentations.
Thanks then. Presentation now for the women's under 18 high jump. And receiving